The new light heavyweight champ of BAMMA. That's got to sound pretty good. How do you feel about being champ? And can you talk us through what you think the best elements of your game were today?
Feels good, you know. Like I train very hard, as I said before. You know, and I don't know, man. I train every day. I'm in the gym every day. I train most of my life. You know, I've always been on top of my game. You know, like I'm trying. This is what I live for.
Did Brett meet your expectations in there? It seemed like he had a really solid chin. You'd landed some huge punches on him.
Yeah, he is a titanium chin on this guy. You know, what we can do. That's not everything. In MMA has such a huge game. You need to have a little bit more than a strong hand and a good chin. You know, you have to move. You have to work it around. You have to different sense, different sense of feeling things, and just a good eye, as my coach always saying, my coach Silvio always saying, you have to have a good eye for what is going on in the cage.
You have a good grappling background. Was the game plan to go in and get a submission?
I always use it. If you watch through my fights, there's grappling all the time. There's grappling over there. I just improve my stand up, and I do what I do. If there's a opportunity to go down to the floor, I do it. I control that. If you be better than me on the floor, like some of my sparring partners, I prefer to stand up and punch.
You know, we've seen you fight on BAMMA a number of times. We've seen you fight elsewhere, and your improvement, especially since the Max Nunes fight, has been massive. What do you think the biggest strides you've taken in the last sort of 2 or 3 fights have been? Where do you see the biggest improvement in your game?
Footwork. I think footwork. I work footwork with my coach every single day, and that's, as I said, that gives me a sense of feeling a fight, and I think, and the confidence, of course, like training with a good sparring partners, it gives you the right confidence that you need to fight with the best.
You mentioned you've been training with Roger Gracie for this fight. What does he bring to your MMA game, and how good do you think it is for MMA in England that we've got such a decorated Gracie based
over
over
there?
there?
In UK. That's for sure. Who can match him up with? Who would you see him fighting with?
No. I mean, how good do you think it is for MMA in Britain that we have a Gracie over here?
No, it's great. On the floor, it's like you don't want to be on the floor with him. It takes him 20 seconds to finish up. What are you talking about? Like, bro, it's a different level, man.
McDermott came into the fight, his hands were pretty low a lot of the time. He was trying to close the distance on you. Was you surprised at how low his hands were?
No, I knew that was his only thing to do. What else could he do? He kicked me a few times, a low kick, I block it. He tried to kick me in the body, I block it. Try a few things, I checked it. His hands, my hands reach was so much longer, and I use it.
You no longer are looking for a title. You're the champion, and people are going to be looking at you. Where do you think your next competition is coming from? Who do you think your next? Who do you think the next person that is going to try and take that belt from you is?
I don't know what was the hierarchy in BAMMA Light Heavyweight division. I don't know, man. Whoever matchmaker decide me to fight with, that'd be a good decorated fight. I'd be happy to do it. I want the big fights, because big fights pumping you up, and pushing you up. I'm not getting any younger. I'm still fresh, but I want the big fights.
How important is that piece of gold around your shoulder in
it's
validating your career?
It's a statement of my career, like I deserve it. I believe I deserve it. I work very hard, and this is where I am now.
And you also talked about, you've got a family, and your family over here. The sacrifices that you have to make in order to be where you are worth it with that gold around your waist.
I want them to know who we are. I have 2 sons, and I want them to know who they are. We are the champions, since the very early beginning, like we train hard, and I believe maybe one day the next generation of my family gonna take over.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.